Mikki Adams and the Pittsfield. Are you a Pittsfield resident?
I am.
Right, so
World famous.
Right.
Mikki
Famous
Adams.
now.
Has anyone ever? Mike had come in the room and called you Steven Spielberg. Is that the deal? Do you feel like a director now?
A little bit. Not mad at it.
So a kind of a nitwits in the news type story happened yesterday on Dalton Ave, which is pretty rare. I mean, you normally don't see two pedestrians like fighting in the middle of the street. I mean,
yeah, when we were chatting off air, this would be an unusual to see two grown men fist fighting in the street would be unusual to see it on like Jason Street or a side street, let alone the largest intersection in the city.
At 7:30 in the morning.
At 7:30 in the morning.
Right.
Thank you, Mike Heck.
On your morning commute. And, by no means are we, promoting violence. This was just kind of a wild, kind of funky story that happened to get caught on tape.
Exactly.
And not to mention it was viewed 90,000 times.
So
what? And shared like 2,000.
So you posted it, and then did your phone just blow up, or did you have to go to work or something, and then put down your phone for a little while, went back, and was like...
I actually posted it and kind of left it alone, and then a few of my friends commented because of my privacy settings, they couldn't share it. And they said, oh, change your privacy settings to public so we can share it. And then after that, it literally blew up.
How many shares did you have on it this morning?
Over 2,000.
That's wild, dude. Wild.
It's crazy.
So take us through. So it's the morning. You're doing your normal morning routine.
Normal routine. Taking my nephew to school, and
so you're coming. Are you coming from Dalton Ave as well, or are you meeting them kind of in a T-bone style?
We're coming down where Cumbies is, going towards Friendly's.
So Cumberland Farms is on your right hand side.
Yes.
You're heading towards.
So you're heading in the same direction they are.
Same way. Yep.
All right.
Right behind them. And when we got to the convenience store, I saw them in the street. I didn't realize they were fighting until we got a little bit closer. And I had my phone right next to me. And my nephew looked and he's like, what are they doing? And I looked over and I saw they were fighting. And I was like, ooh, want to be late for school? And he said, yeah, and I recorded it.
That's amazing. Right. You're not going to be allowed to take him to school anymore, by the way.
My privileges have been revoked.
Yes. So here is what happened. So French Montana's Unforgettable is playing in the background.
Excellent choice, by the way.
Now I noticed that is not in current rotation on Live 95.9. So I was a little disappointed in that. But so meanwhile, and you're a little upset.
Yo, relax.
Yeah, I was yelling at them.
Relax.
So one of the guys is driving in like a Volkswagen station wagon, and the other guy, which apparently you know about or know of him,
right,
and through a friend of a friend.
Yes.
All right. Okay. One of the guys got a New York place. The other ones, I don't know. I can't really see the video, but so you heard that this had stemmed from another intersection.
Just yelling back and forth at each other, and they decided to handle it like men.
I see. Wow. Did you hear? Now, we had Captain Bradford on the radio earlier, and he said that multiple people had called 911. I mean, you don't normally see two guys fistfighting in the middle of the road. Could you hear sirens in the background or anything? I mean, this stuff happens really quickly.
Yeah, it happened pretty fast. There was no sirens.
Could you hear what they were saying at all?
They weren't talking at all.
They
were just
probably
swinging.
huffing and puffing.
Right, visibly out of breath. Right? I mean, because... anyway.
Captain Bradford said they got a ton of calls at the police station, but like you say, I mean, your video's not even a minute long, I don't think,
not
right?
Even.
So these guys get out of the car, this happens. By the time people are on their phones calling, I mean, the police department's downtown. You're on basically the outskirts of Pittsfield, like the other opposite side of town. You're not going to get there that quickly.
Nope.
Did anybody else get out of their cars or anything?
Nobody.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I can't believe you were somebody else had to be taping this.
Yeah.
Somebody else had, I mean, if I was driving through, I think I probably would have pulled over and been like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah.
Not to encourage it or egg it on. Like, please don't jump down my throat about that, everybody.
Right.
But just...
In my old days, I would have egged it on. I'm not even going to lie.
Well, see, now you're older, wiser, more mature.
Right.
Were there other cars? Were there other cars, like, watching the fight with
yes.
you, like, around you?
There was people behind me because we couldn't go anywhere. So there were people on the side of me that were watching, and then people who were taking that right turn to go down towards Walmart. They all kind of stopped because when he was throwing windmills, he was pushing
Not landing any of them.
Didn't land a single one, but he was kind of backing up into the other lane of traffic. So people kind of stopped, and they're all just beeping their horns and yelling. And it wasn't until his hat flew off that they decided that the fight was over.
And then they just walked back to their vehicles.
Just got back in their cars like a regular day.
And then my other question is, because I think one of the most engaged comment on the post saying you were coming on was all before the light turned green.
All before the light changed.
So what you're telling me is these guys, when the light turned red, they said, all right,
They
we
got
only have
out.
like 45 seconds. They got out. They swung windmills, like you said. And then when the light turned green, they made the
in their car
decision
and they
to just stop fighting?
Yep, basically.
Law-abiding citizens, folks.
Something like that. That's just wild. So they're in the two left-hand turn lanes if you wanted to go onto Merrill Road and go past like Stop and Shop and Dick's Sporting Goods and all that stuff.
One was in the left and one was going straight.
And what were the cars that were trying to use those lanes doing? Just stopping and
We
waiting?
were just watching.
I mean,
sitting there
this
watching.
is just the most ridiculous thing I've ever even heard of.
Was this a snap? Because it said
It was on
It
Snapchat.
says
and then
"Good morning!" exclamation point,
Yes,
exclamation
it was on Snapchat first, and then I posted it on Facebook.
Thank God Snapchat extended those 15-second clips, right?
Exactly.
Now
Oh
you
my
can do
God.
multiple clips in a row. Thank the Lord, because we wouldn't have seen.
The
This
one
is just-
Snapchat update I like.
So off air we were talking, and somebody commented on your video somewhere along the line of these hundreds of comments and thousands of shares that they ran into the guy in the plaid shirt at
Market 32.
later on that afternoon and recognized him. Not
And they
only
all
did you,
recognize him because of the shirt.
she said she recognized him and somebody working at the counter at Stop and Shop. This is only 4 hours later, or at Price Chopper, I'm sorry. Recognized him, and they asked him what happened, and and what was his answer?
He said that one was tailgating the other. Words were exchanged, and when they got to the next red light, they handled business.
This makes me need to reel in my own road rage, I think.
Oh,
Me too.
You know what? This does. This video makes me second guess because I can be a chronic tailgater, which is not good.
Not at all.
And that derives from my own, punctual
Impatience?
issues. You know what I mean?
Punctuality issues?
Yeah,
Yes.
right. Yeah.
Same
So
here.
you're always late and you're impatient.
Yeah, which is just a nasty combination, right?
Story of my life.
It's
Yeah, but I think we're all guilty at one point or another, maybe more so some of us than others, but I know I get super frustrated. I mean, it's very easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle and get frustrated and act out of turn, and this is what happens. And it's,
Exactly.
you know, one of these guys could have been hit by a car they could have fallen over the median and been hit by a passing vehicle. I mean, this could have been a worse situation.
now right
True.
now. I don't mean to sound odd. What's the matter?
I was telling Mike to come over here and share my mic because it
Right.
looked like he had a question.
It's kind of like saying that it's oddly commendable that Donald Trump is sober, like he doesn't drink. It's oddly commendable that these guys, being frustrated, handled it like men.
Exactly. And that's what I was
hate to
saying
say-
earlier.
Right, like they fist fought. They didn't pull out a weapon.
No guns or anything.
And again, it sounds funky coming out of my mouth, but it's kind of like, and then they got back in their car, they left.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, first of all, it's illegal.
True.
It's violence, but still.
It could have ended way worse.
Yeah, and that was literally what I was just gonna say. Like, people are saying, we're commenting and saying, but at the same time, this video actually shows like you can go out there and just throw a couple fists and then it just goes away. You know what I mean? Like this could have, especially with what's been going on in the world over the last few years. This is probably the best case scenario.
Exactly.
Like this. I mean, you've especially you're from Lynn, Boston people.
I am from Lynn.
I mean, me being from the Boston area too, like we've seen horror stories of people pulling out golf clubs and baseball bats in the middle of '93 for road rage incidents. These two guys just like 45 seconds, threw some hands. All right, all good. See ya.
It reminds me of Friday when
Yes.
when Debo is going to fight Ice Cube. What was his name in the movie? And and then the father tells him
I
to put
can't remember.
put his weapon away, and we fought like a man.
But Live 95.9 is not condoning violence
course
in
not.
any way,
Not at
shape,
all.
or form. We just want to because a lot of people will take this the wrong way, and I understand people's concerns about not wanting to glorify violence. But at the end of the day, this is just a very strange, out of the ordinary experience that you had,
Exactly.
on your way to bring your nephew to school. Crazy.
Do you regret in any way filming this?
Not at all.
All right, well, that's good. I mean,
I don't regret it, and to be honest, I appreciate that it was hands versus guns, because you see on the news all the time when someone cuts somebody off or doesn't use their signal and they jump out of the car. You don't know how that whole situation is going to end. And these guys literally fought and both went on with their day.
It is kind of funny the way it ended. They just go in their car and they left.
Literally.
Like, didn't say anything to each other. Just like,
Nope.
just like that.
Cool. All right, see ya.
Yeah, I know it, really. But anyway, Mikki, so what's going on for the rest of the day? Any news organizations reached out to you? I mean, this is crazy stuff, right?
Not as of yet. I know that it's been shared multiple places.
90,000 views, over 2,000 shares. This is what people. It's funny. Like in pop culture America, we're obsessed with like train wrecks like this. You know, like obsessed with it. You know.
Oh yeah.
Can't take our eyes off it. Oh my God! Did you see what happened?
Exactly,
Crazy.
and to see how far like it's gone it's crazy to me.
Well, it also shows you the power of the internet. You know,
Exactly.
In just a couple hours, you had 1,000 shares, and then 24 hours later, you're at 2,000. And what were we at? So 90,000 people have viewed it, or something.
Around 93. Blows my mind.
You need to try to make some money off of this.
What's
I'm
that
sorry
website?
I'm sorry to be that guy, but sell this video to somebody.
What's that website you were talking about?
Oh, World Star is
World
what
Star.
I was assuming it would be.
Did anyone shout
more of
World
like-
Star? When it, you know?
So it's not two words. There's World Star, ma'am.
Hey, World Star!